What have you seen as you transition to the business world and being a founder?
Yeah.
How have you been able to take so many of the lessons you've learned in athletics and directly apply them? I think there's a misunderstanding or just an unknown out there to realize like the discipline and the passion that it takes to play at the highest level of sports is so translatable, but you have to be able to reconcile your own identity, which you've already done so well because you've been working on this for years. You were
Mm,
always doing stuff off the field. Whereas some athletes really struggle those first 2 to 3 years after athletics
yeah.
because they have not been planting the seed and saying, hey, I know how I'm going to translate these skills.
Yeah, I think, listen, this is a guy who is, I'm a guy who is working, evolving, and trying to become the best version of myself every single day. Each day,
Yes.
get better and better and better. I'm not
Better every
perfect
day.
by any means. I am just trying to be a little bit better tomorrow. And what I've found is, as I've transitioned, is one, getting your schedule and your routine right and creating some boundaries is absolutely crucial and critical to you being able to spend time doing the things that you need to do to be successful.
What's your routine?
So morning time is my time.
Okay.
Up in the
What
morning,
time?
still time, 6 a.m. I'm
6
not.
a.m.
I am better at. I wish I've tried the 4:30s, the fives, and
I
terrible.
cannot do it
Yeah,
at
I'm
all.
super not
I'm a
good.
night owl all the way. I was
Yeah.
just curious because I know there's a lot of hyperbole out there. Like I was even watching TikTok last night. Jamie Dimon, the
Uh-huh.
CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, and he's like, "Oh, I get up at 4:30,
And I read
and
through
yeah, he
all.
reads five
Yeah.
papers. He reads five newspapers. Like, wow, man, maybe I got to do some more." But I'm like, no,
Nah.
you're right. You got to find the schedule that fits your body to the best of your ability. Okay, so you
Yeah.
get up at
Well,
6.
even on that, because I always tell, I'm not a reader, right? Like we're gonna talk about the book
Content.
that I wrote, but I'll listen, I'll get spark notes, I'll break things down, but like trying to find what works for you and
Yes.
not what you see somebody else doing. Like that's the
Double down on
biggest
your
thing.
superpowers. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and we're going all over the place. But that's the
I
biggest
love
thing
it.
as an athlete. Like, I learned is there's a lot of people who won't look at the person in front of them. You always know
Yeah.
you'll have a line of people doing the same thing, and then what a coach will always say is like you shouldn't make the same mistake that somebody else just made, right? Like you should be looking at them, seeing how they do it, and you should do it better, better each time, right? And so a lot of times we look at those videos and we just take it as okay, I got it. That means I got to wake up at 6 every morning. If I don't wake up at 6, then I've messed up and I'm
Yeah.
not on the Jamie Dimon track and I'm not going to be successful and I'm going to fail, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, no, I didn't do that all the time. Internalize like, oh, well, maybe I'm not doing enough, and
yeah.
but it's like I'm doing something every minute of every day to get better. And I know for me, my best routine is sleeping as late as possible,
Mhm.
and then just because pretty much from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed, I'm
Right.
working, and I truly love it. Like when
Yeah.
I'm on the couch at home winding down, I am working on my laptop, and so I think that I've really tried to, like to your point, triple down on my strengths, which is I can work on something ferociously the entire day and never be disturbed.
Mm.
And then just also being able to connect more in person with people, kind of like this with
Mhm.
you. And
Yep.
so I'm always trying to either be in the office connecting with employees and being able to inspire them, coach them, and spend incredible time together, or I'm flying directly to customers and prospects and trying to build that camaraderie and that, sales in essence is really just a transfer of emotion from one person to another, and there's nothing better than being in the same room with someone and really letting them know how you feel about something, kind of like what we're
Yeah,
doing today.
absolutely. And